Hey there, what's happening YouTube? Thanks for stopping back into the channel tonight. Tonight we have a special video request from one of you guys, from one of the subscribers. We've been given a question on what are your top 5 tools that you think that need to be bought on the tool truck. So I've got a list here of my top 5 tools that I'm going to say that I would purchase on the tool truck. Now, this is my personal opinion. This is not stated as actual fact of any kind. So let's get into these. So hopefully this video comes out all right, because normally I do the shooting after hours at the dealership, but due to all the COVID-19 stuff that we have going on, we're not allowed to stay afterwards, and we're at a minimum amount of people there in the dealership already anyways. So here we are at the house. So let's get into the general question that we've had asked tonight from a subscriber on what my top 5 tools are for purchasing on the tool truck. Now, he's giving a general consensus. We're not going to specifically put this to one tool truck or one brand by any means at all. This is just by the tool truck itself. Now, in my definition on what these tools should consist of, for why I would purchase them at least on the tool truck, is a couple of different things. One is going to be the warranty. Yes, I do know that most other tools and everything do have a lifetime warranty, and that's what's going to show pretty much across just about every kind of company, regardless of whether it has a tool truck or not. So these tools, a lot of them, they're going to have a really great warranty. Second is going to be serviceability to them. Third, I would have to say on the frequency of use of those tools. That's going to play a big factor. And then fourth is going to be the replacement availability and customer service on them. So number 5 tool that I would say that needs to be purchased on the tool truck would be a set of impact sockets. Impact sockets these days are pretty much my go-to. I have 3 sets of sockets that stay on my tool cart at work every single day throughout what I do, because most of the time I am using either impact tools or electric tools to be able to do all of these jobs, because, you know, flat rate. You got to do them faster, you got to do them quicker. Chrome sockets, they generally don't hold up nearly as well. So I'm using impact sockets a whole lot more often. So of course, in the general consensus, if you use a tool more often, it's going to A, need to be a better quality, and B, it's going to break eventually, even the snap-on ones. For the amount of use and abuse that I put sockets through, doesn't matter what brand they are, I'm going to break them. It doesn't matter who makes them or whatever, so they have to have a great warranty and they have to be really serviceable. Now, why I would say that this kind of a socket set really needs to be purchased on a tool truck is, like I said, because you are going to break them no matter what. If I go and purchase another set of sockets from another store or an online place, then obviously all the same as these sockets, eventually I am going to break them. Now, that's where the serviceability and service comes in from that whatever company it is. Because on a tool truck, generally, I've got a really good working relationship with the tool truck driver that delivers in our area. So I can call him up and say, hey, I broke this socket, I need a new one, like right away. Usually within an hour, hour and a half, I've got a new one showing up at my door, there at my box, ready to go. So great customer service on that one definitely plays a huge factor. So like I said, just because of the fact that you're going to use them all the time, you're going to break them no matter what. And I need to have these more often than not. They are the most used tool. They need to be able to be serviced or replaced as fast as possible. That's why I would say that you need to throw in a set of impact sockets from the tool truck. Next up, if you guys have worked flat rate or pretty much any kind of rate in a shop, you are going to be using Torx bit sockets. Torx bits have been the go-to for about the last, I'd say, 8 years or so. A lot of them are used for holding on brake rotors and any more, just about any and every fastener on an engine bay these days. Heck, the Can-Am that I'm working on here, it has a T30 holding probably 75% of this machine together. So you're working with Torx all day long. Now these Torx sockets, just inherently to how they are and the design of them, They are not meant to be used on impacts. But like I said earlier, when we're working flat rate, are you really going to be throwing those torque sockets onto a ratchet every single time? No, you're going to be putting them onto an electric tool or an impact, and more often than that, you're going to be putting them on an impact. So again, you are going to break these sockets. These Torx bit drivers, whatever you want to say in the way of Torx bits, you're going to break them guaranteed. And that also comes into the factor of the serviceability and warranty wise. Are you able to get them replaced quickly? Now, I'm going to throw this one in there also. I say that I have a good working relationship with the tool truck driver in my area. That is very dependent on you and your situation. I would certainly pick the tool truck driver that shows up more often and the one that is more reliable to show up more when you actually have things broken to have them replaced for you. Obviously, buying them on a tool truck that never shows up, that kind of defeats the purpose on buying a tool off of a tool truck. So keep that one in mind when you're buying these things off a tool truck. Obviously, tool truck prices are a little bit more. Again, you are paying for the serviceability and the customer service to have these things replaced when you need them as soon as possible to be able to get you back to working as fast as possible. And just due to the fact that you break the torque sockets all the time, I would definitely say you need to buy these off of the tool truck. Third tool on the list is going to be the electric ratchet. Now, personally, I think that the tool truck electric ratchets are a little bit higher quality and they have a little bit better numbers-wise in the way of torque and RPM than some of the other brands that don't have tool trucks. I will do some comparisons later on if you guys really need to, but I have done them in the past, relating these to other brands as well. The Snap-on Brute, this thing is one hell of a machine. It is a monster, it has great torque numbers, and it gets the job done. More along the lines, it is a very reliable tool. I have not had one single issue, even in my older version of the electric Snap-on ratchet. Now, these things, obviously, like I said, you're working flat rate. You're trying to get things done as fast as possible. So you have one of these, and in the off circumstance that you do have a damaged tool, again, you're going to have your serviceability from your tool truck driver. But in that case, if it's not directly under warranty, which so hopefully it is, they are going to have it repaired. But that's where the service from your tool distributor is going to come into play. Most tool truck drivers do carry some extras of these kind of tools on their trucks. So when you go to take these in and say, hey, this is broken or this doesn't work right, doesn't have the torque like it has before, they are able to send it in to get repaired. Usually it's a really easy flat fee. I think usually these electric ratchets are right around $125 to have them fully rebuilt. Doesn't matter what really needs replaced or anything. If they have to put a trigger, a new body, a housing, a head, or whatever it might be on there, it's that one flat fee. So most circumstances, it's a really good deal on having those rebuilt anyways. They do a good job at that. Plus, my tool truck driver is going to have one of these sitting on his truck so I can use it while my tool is getting repaired. How's that for customer service? If I were to have one from a tool company that only distributes online, I'm pretty much in it for the amount of time that it takes to send that tool away, have it repaired, and ship back. So I'm without a tool for everything for that amount of time. So really, unless you already have another one sitting in your toolbox ready to go, then it kind of doesn't make sense to have that one. That's why I would say that you need to have an electric ratchet off of the tool truck. Now the next two, they're kind of tied for the top spot just because I think they're the most used tools that I have in my arsenal. We're gonna go with the standard 3/8 ratchet. 3/8 ratchet on this one that I specifically had is from the Matco truck. 3/8 locking flex head design. I absolutely love this thing. Now, since I was a young mechanic over 11 years ago, these ratchets were the thing to have. I'm using them at minimum 8 to 10 times a day. They're going on all kinds of fasteners. I'm putting them in weird areas and I'm putting torque on them like I probably shouldn't a lot of times. Again, serviceability on these, because the tool truck drivers always come around or are very easily accessible, they have rebuild kits for these, and they usually have them sitting right there on stock. Now, I did have one single circumstance about 5 years ago in which the tool truck driver didn't have my specific rebuild kit in stock. It was a 1/2-inch ratchet, so I really needed it for that cylinder head job that I was doing that day. So what did he do? Because he's an awesome guy, he just handed me a new one because it does have a lifetime warranty. Usually, if they don't have the rebuild kits for these sitting ready to go because they've done a whole bunch of them that week, they'll usually just hand you one right off the truck because warranty is warranty. Whether they turn in a broken ratchet or just rebuild the head, it's all done the same way for them because it's all warranty, whether it's parts or they're turning in an entire tool. It's 100% covered by them. Lifetime warranty on these. And like I said, these things, if you buy one from a store or whatever, you're going to have to go take it there, get it replaced, or send it into that company, and you are going to be without a 3/8 ratchet, which I would certainly think is a very big no-no because I can't go without a 3/8 ratchet. So in this circumstance, you either need to have multiple of these, which I still do, even though they're mostly off the tool truck, or purchase one of your 3/8 or everyday ratchets off of the tool truck. You won't be disappointed there. And the final tool that I'm going to say that I would probably prefer you guys to purchase off of the tool truck is your 1/2-inch impact. Now, I know I'm going to catch hell for this one all day long across everybody who is looking at my channel and probably most of the companies too. Number one reason is because these are usually built for more of an industrial circumstance. There's been plenty of guys who have taken these things apart between the on-truck brand like this one and the other Red Tool brand, and they have compared the internals to them. You can tell just by how these things are built that the internals are going to last way, way longer in the long run. Now, yes, you might say in the whatever circumstances in which they were tested that the other tools might have had a hair bit more power, but again, you're talking about the longevity of the tool and how long you're going to be able to keep it because these need to be used all the time, every single day, and that's what they're really designed for. We're going to compare this one to like the diesel trucks from Dodge. You have a 3500, just the regular one that a normal customer would buy. That one's rated at 300, 350 horsepower. Then you bump it up to a 4500 diesel, which has the same exact engine in it, but they only rate that one at 325 horse because they detune those engines. A, they beef a couple of other things up, and B, because they need these things to last a long time. They don't need those huge torque and horsepower numbers out of them. They need them to just last, and that's what these are usually built for. Now, in this circumstance, this thing is a torque monster, even compared to any of the other impacts that I have. When I need something to come off, this Snap-on CT9075 is the one that I go to grab. Now, as for all day, every day, taking off every single lug nut, I usually like to have a mid-torque impact, but this is the one that is the go-to for a lot of guys because they may not have the funds to be able to purchase both a mid-torque and a high torque impact. So you need to have one big mamma jamma to be able to get off whatever bolt or fastener is rusted onto a vehicle, whatever lug nut some other lunkhead put on at 195 foot-pounds, and you be able to take it off with this thing. Serviceability from the dealer, they always, I don't think I've met a single dealer yet that didn't have one of these sitting on his tool truck available for anybody who has one that's broken that needs sent in for repair. Yeah, they always have them because that's what is probably one of the most tools for everybody in the automotive industry. You're taking wheels off all day long. That's what these are used for. That's what they're meant for. So it's probably one of the most used tools. It gets abused the most by far from anyone. Now, what about the comparative warranty, you might say? Like I said, from the other companies, they might have double the warranty that this one has. But again, you have to send that tool in, it has to get inspected, it has to be repaired, and you also have shipping times to and from whatever facility that might be. Now, can you afford to have that tool down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month? Me personally, I can't. I personally have multiples of these. So if that were to happen, I would not be down a tool. I cannot go without one of these, so I am not going to leave it up to chance in a tool truck, so I have multiple of them. But I'm not going to tell everybody, you have to go and buy 2 of everything. No, that's just my personal opinion for some of the tools that I absolutely have to rely on in the day-to-day circumstances. So that's why I would say, in my personal opinion, that you need to purchase one of the impacts, the 1/2-inch impacts, off of the tool truck, just because the reliability is there, they're built for longevity, and your tool truck guy is going to have one there in the shorthand case that you do have to have this thing repaired or replaced under warranty or paying for it out of pocket. That is why I would look into one of these off the tool truck. Now, enough talking about these 5 tools, and I really wanted to get into the final subject of this video, and that is giving away some really awesome tools to some even better guys who are subscribers on the channel. About 2 weeks ago, I did a Nifty Tools of the Week video in which I said I was going to give away some really great Gearwrench ratchets. So these ratchets I'm giving away to my subscribers. All I had you guys do was either fill out a message on Instagram, send it to me, just telling me what you guys wrench on, what you're passionate about. I love hearing from my subscribers. You could have either done that or emailed me if you don't have Instagram. So amazingly enough, I got over 220 entries into this, and I read every single one of them. Some of them, they were gut-wrenching, some of them were tear-jerkers, and some were all just out awesome for the kind of stories that you guys had in your history of wrenching on cars. Who knows? I might even make a video out of them sometime. I might get a hold of some of you guys who had some really great stories to be able to put them into a great video from my subscribers. But I did have to narrow it down to just a few of them. So I picked 2 of them, now just usually at random, but they had to be really good stories, and you had to put some effort into them as well. I put effort into my videos and my giveaways, and it's really cool to see some of these guys putting effort into these stories as well. So getting into this one, number 1, the first place winner is going to win their choice between either of the 2 Gearwrench ratchet sets, either the soft grip or the hard grip set. He is going to get the choice. After that, the second place, which I will announce also, is going to get what is left after that one. Drum roll for the number 1 winner. That is going to be Mitchell King. Now, I really want to read part of this for you guys because he had a great story, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of what some of the subscribers had. He is a PC nerd of 20 years and actually bought a project car about 5 years ago, wanting to build up his tool collection and be able to save up enough money to be able to buy tools and parts. He's been garage sale hopping and marketplace shopping for discount used tools, and with the addition of 2 new baby boys into their life, he hopes to build the car and maybe tune the bike for them when they get of age. He's really interested in trying out the gloves that I mentioned, interested in trying out stuff that works off the channel. Eventually wants to get some good tools when working on upgrading the engine transmission in the project. Will be the first long-term trans in my family, and we will love to pass it down from the boys. With 2 of infants in the house and a house payment, can't go splurging on toys and tools all the time, just need to get a few of them here and there. Hopefully, we didn't banter too much, we'd love to hear back, and hopefully you enjoyed this story. Mitch, I love the story, and there's quite a few more things in here, but again, we'll leave some of them private for that one. He is a great subscriber, and congratulations on winning your pick of the Gearwrench ratchets. I know that you will put them to great use. And the second place winner, which will get the set that Mitchell does not choose, is going to be Todd Scott. He is one of my subscribers over from Instagram, and he sent me a really great message as well. He said, "This is my first time ever participating and trying for one of these giveaways. I never thought there was much of a point because of how many people get entered. But this time when I heard you say, give your wrenching story, and for all of you gearheads, he got excited for the chance to tell his story." He lives in Ohio. When he was 15, he got a job at his friend's dad's shop called Lefties. That's a pretty sweet shop name. I worked for him until he closed his doors in 2007, which time I bought any of my own tools, but didn't really have to because he always had the tools that I needed. When he closed, he didn't have any way to work on his own cars, his friends' cars, or the cars that he built up to the customers. So his best friend started putting our own money with his together to buy some tools to be able to work on stuff together. How awesome is that? It took us a long time to build up stuff, and we went to work in his parents' garage. But now, after we've been wrenching in my garage for about 1.5 years now, we finally have the garage turned into somewhat of a workable shop with some decent tools. Every weekend, him and his buddies come over. They like to hang out, listen to music, wrench on cars, and get some projects done for them and their families. It gives them something to look forward to every single weekend. It's his passion. I don't have any questions, but enjoy the videos. Love the tours. Keep them coming. Thanks for reading. I appreciate that one. Todd Scott, you are awesome. I love this story, and you get to win the second set of the Gearwrench Ratchets. Like I said, guys, I have got some great subscribers, and I really appreciate all of you guys from the bottom of my heart who sent in stories for this one. Hopefully, if I get some extra time here in the next couple weeks, I would like to throw some of the greater stories in together for kind of a big mishmash collaboration from my subscribers and the great stories that I have. It was so hard picking between all of these different stories. I just like these. They just stood out to me from the collaboration between them, friends, family, mixing everything together, the power of working hard at what you love to do, no matter what part of the industry you're in. You don't have to be a dealership tech. You can be working on your own out of your garage as hard as you possibly can to be able to do what you love. And I appreciate that and love to hear that out of my subscribers. Well, guys, that's about all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this content. If you did, make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Turn on the bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome videos just like this one today. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and as always, you guys stay awesome.